Good morning, everyone. Hello, and welcome to the stream, and welcome to what will be undoubtedly a one hell of a crazy streaming week coming up, ladies and gents. How you guys doing? I hope you're all doing well. I am Darkside Phil, and I welcome you here. Indeed, I do. I welcome you here to a full day of fun gameplay streaming. I am back from break. Today is Thursday, the 7th of October, 2021. How is everyone? I hope you had a good day away yesterday. Excuse me. I really do. Because, man, you needed some rest if you were going to be ready for this week. This streaming week will be off the chains, as they say. It will be absolutely ridiculous with what we're doing this week, man. So I hope that you guys are ready. But just you know what I say? If any news is going to happen, it happens during my day off. And holy testicle Wednesday. Usually I'd say testicle Tuesday, but yesterday was Wednesday. What a Wednesday it was. We will talk about all that on the pre-stream here today. Of course, I'm going to talk about it at length because I have a lot to say about it with my personal situation and everything that's happened with me this year. Okay? So welcome to the stream, my friends. I wonder what you guys did yesterday. Personally, I had a pretty good day off with my wife. It was cooler weather, a little bit rainy. We ended up doing quite a lot of stuff that we wanted to do. In fact, one of the big things that we did is we did actually go around looking for Halloween costumes. And I am pleased to say I have figured out the categories for the Halloween costume that you guys will be voting on soon. I'm not going to spoil yet. There will be 4 categories this year for Halloween costume because I have found some pretty good costumes, at least one in each category, that I feel if you guys vote for these categories, I could do something pretty fun on stream. Okay? So, I'm excited. I'm pleased with what was out there this year. And the Halloween event is getting closer. You know, today's the 7th. Basically 3 weeks left, right? Till the Halloween marathon event where I dress up in costume. I play a variety of games that you guys nominate. We'll be doing a live episode of Feasting with the King. All the festivities that will be in effect. I'm very excited for this. So, just so you guys know, did some pretty good work yesterday looking and seeing what was available. And soon, not yet, but soon, you guys will be able to start voting on the category of costume that I will wear during this Halloween event. In addition to that, this is pretty much your last chance to nominate games for the Halloween event because what I'm going to do is this weekend, I'm going to set up the poll by which you guys will be voting on games for the Halloween event based on the nominations you guys have done, whether it was just the open nominations on my forums or whether it was the members only nominations. Both of those will be factored in. There'll be 2 separate polls for you guys to vote on depending on if you're a member or not. Okay, and I'm excited to see what games I'll be playing on Halloween as well. One quick thing. Okay, one quick thing, FYI guys, there is a new game, I'll talk about that in a second, called Visage. People have been talking about this horror game for like all year. They've been saying Visage is the new horror game on PC that went viral. Content creators were streaming it, and it's basically a super scary horror game. Everyone's saying it's genuinely scary. You gotta play it. And then apparently it goes live today or tomorrow, I'm not sure exactly which day, on Xbox Game Pass on the Xbox Series X. Supposedly. Okay? And so people have been asking me to play this, for a while. I was like, okay, people really want to see me play it. And then I'm like, wait a minute. People are like, you already played it. What? I already played it? Yeah, I did 2 years ago for the Halloween Marathon. I already played this game on PC. And it sucked. It actually stunk. The best part about the game was the graphics. The graphics had like really scary lighting effects. I remember because you're in a house where all the hallways are like made of lined with wood paneling and the doors are like hardwood. And so you would see the light reflecting off the walls and everything, and it looked really creepy. But dude, the game was bad. Like, number one, the game is 100% one of these walking simulators. Remember those? You know how popular they were? Yeah, well, this is just another one. You're walking around a house, you're looking at text logs, you're trying to solve cryptic puzzles. There's a ghost. The ghost is hilarious. Don't you guys remember when I played it? If you don't remember, check out the Halloween Marathon from 2 years ago, I literally chased the ghost through the house. I was so bored because I was like, man, these puzzles suck. I'm gonna chase the ghost. I chased the ghost through the house and it ran away and it closed the door in my face. It was scared of me. I was spooking the ghost. What kind of game is this? Like, what the frick is going on? So, I don't know, like, let me put it this way. This was 2 years ago. If you guys really wanted to see me try it again, I would. Alright? I absolutely would. Maybe the game's changed in 2 years. And plus, now it's on Xbox Series X. Here's the thing. It'll probably run a lot better because when I played it on PC 2 years ago, I remember it was like a choppy because, you know, my PC sucks. It's old. So maybe playing on Xbox Series X, the game would look much better. Plus, I'd have surround sound and everything now. We could check it out. I mean, it's on Game Pass. I mean, it'd be pretty silly to say, oh, I won't try it. But at the same time, I mean, I already played it, and I know it's not very good. Like, the people who are apparently scared at these games, I hate to say it, guys. Yeah, at this day, the modern era, you got to realize something. Okay? Content creators tend to overact. Wow. Really? Yes. Yes. They tend to overact. They tend to go over the top with their reactions to elicit a reaction from their viewing audience so that the viewing audience will be entertained and then contribute to their streams. You may not realize this because some people, for some odd reason, think that everything you see a content creator pump out is, like, legit. It's not. I mean, let's be honest. Over a decade ago, content creators were getting popular on YouTube for doing their face cam horror playthroughs of games that weren't scary, like Five Nights at Freddy's and shit like that, right? So, I mean, holy shit, guys. How could you not know in 2021 that people tend to overact and acting like the game is scary when it's not, you know? Like, for me, I remember playing this, and I was genuinely scared at very first. And then immediately when I realized the game was just solving cryptic puzzles that were boring as shit to find, and then the ghost kept running away. I chased the fucking ghost. I want to be scared. Come here. And the ghost ran away and closed the door in my face. Like, what a dick. But I see no reason not to try it again. So maybe we will. If it's on Game Pass, I mean, whatever. We'll do it. Okay? But anyway, I digress. I'm excited to see what games you guys will nominate. Keep nominating games for the Halloween Marathon event. It's your last chance to do so because, like I said, this weekend I'll be making the polls as well as the polls for you to vote on the category of costume that I'll be wearing during Halloween. So get on it, my friends. Sound good? Okay. Good stuff. Now, let's talk, first of all, before we get to the crazy gaming news, holy fuck. I got two stories to talk about today, one humongous, one kind of interesting. But, holy fuck, let's talk about the schedule first, because the schedule this week alone is insane. Are you ready for the insanity? I hope you are, because, man, this is a wild schedule this week. So let's start off, first of all, my friends, let's talk about today. Today, we start off with a brand new game premiere, Far Cry 6. Starring Giancarlo Esposito as the villain. Iconic. You know, everyone knows him as the guy who was the drug cartel leader in Breaking Bad, among other things. And I'm excited to see how this game pans out. However, most people are saying it's literally the same as previous Far Cry games with almost no variation. The best part is the graphics. Outside of that, the game really feels like old Far Cry games. They really didn't innovate much at all. It's funny, because reviews literally seem to be hinging on the fact of whether or not you enjoyed previous Far Cry games. Because everyone who likes that formula of open world combat, taking over a base, getting resources, building up your own groups so that you have new upgrades and new resources, and then recruiting new members to your posse so that you can then unlock new side missions and then get to the new story mission. You know, exactly the same as Far Cry 5. Okay? Some people like it, some people don't. Some reviews are like, yes, it's the best Far Cry ever. 8 or 9 out of 10. And other people are like, it's literally the same game that you've played 10 times. 3 out of 10. Oh. So I guess what we're going to have to say is, well, I guess we'll see how the game pans out, right? We'll have to see how the game pans out and for ourselves. As I said, I hope that this game will be fun because I'm an interactive streamer now. We talk, we chill as I play. I'm hoping that it'll be something that's entertaining for you guys in the long term. Because as you guys know, Far Cry games are fucking long. They're not quick. This game, I would guess, is probably like 30 hours long at a minimum. Seriously. In fact, one of the reviews I was skimming through literally said the game is unnecessarily long. The plot is spaced out so that you have to do a ton of side shit to get to unlock the plot. When I remember, literally, that's how Far Cry 5 was. If you remember in Far Cry 5, I ended up liking the side stuff better than the main plot, and then the main plot would interrupt me from doing the fun side stuff, and it would frustrate me. So I guess we'll see how it goes. I guess we'll have to see, but I'm hoping you guys enjoy it, and I hope that it ends up being entertaining, considering I bought it. You know, I spent a lot of money on this game, and I hope that it ends up being something decent. At least if it has good graphics and an interesting story, and if the gameplay loop is at least, you know, enough so that we're not just bored to tears. I hope it's going to be a good one. I'm trying to feel positive about it, you know. So I guess we're going to see. Okay. So that's the main stream today, but later tonight is another new game release. Well, it's not really a new game release. It's the Battlefield 2042 beta. This released yesterday for people who had early access, and holy crap, have I seen some mixed opinions about this. First of all, it doesn't seem like this game runs well on anything. Whether it's PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, it doesn't run well on anything at all. Every single version of the game has choppy frame rate. Every version has flickering graphics and glitches. A lot of lag in a lot of cases. And people are basically slamming it. Saying, you know, we played the Vanguard beta last month and it wasn't so great. And we're in high hopes for Battlefield. This game doesn't even feel good either. Like, it feels like it's unfinished. Now, some people are on the other end of the fence and they're like, nah, I think people are being too harsh. It's quite fun. It's jump-in fun. And, yeah, it's rough around the edges, but hopefully they'll polish it for release. And then some people have been showing some of the cool things, like there's a giant map where there's like a humongous explosion during the match and stuff. It's pretty interesting. So I'm curious to see how it is tonight. And I'm going to play for myself for a couple hours on the late stream, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, and go from there. If I like it and or I'm intrigued by it, I'm going to do another stream of it on Sunday. But if I end up hating it, then obviously I'm not playing it again on Sunday. So I'm curious to see how this is going to go. Okay? I guess we shall see. Firsthand tonight on the late stream, you know, how this thing goes. Okay? Alright, so that's today. Now tomorrow, we jump back to Alan Wake Remastered. And let me tell you guys, I've actually gotten pretty positive reaction to my first few videos of the game from the other day. In fact, I had quite a few people behind the scenes reach out to me and send me personal messages thanking me for the fact that I made the decision to leave the licensed music in the playthrough. Because they feel that that music is a key part of the experience of the game. I agree. And I didn't want people to feel like this is a nerfed playthrough because I turn off all music. I think if there's no music in this playthrough, it would suck. I'm being honest. The music is a huge part of the game. Not just the licensed music, but the other music too. And I wouldn't want to have all that left out just so I can make a few bucks on ad revenue on YouTube. However, let me say this up front. Every video of Alan Wake is claimed. And will continue to be so. Like, I'm making no money on the YouTube videos of Alan Wake, and I won't. I knew this would happen. The game has enough music licensed that every video will be claimed, and I'm not going to make any money on YouTube on that. So if you like the Alan Wake Remastered playthrough, I'm glad. I hope that you're enjoying it. But please, if you can, contribute in another way. Whether during a live stream you turn up and you either do join as a member, or you do a super chat or a super sticker, or you leave a tip, or if you're watching on demand, because some people are watching on demand, they watch these pre-streams on demand as well. Consider stepping up and maybe you want to pledge to my Patreon. Because there's a thing. Some people want to contribute, but they don't want to have anything to do with the streams. Fine. There's other ways you can contribute. You could tip me behind the scenes, and then you won't actually have anything pop up on the stream. Just tip when the stream's not live. Or you could pledge to my Patreon or do many other things. Okay? So again, please, if you are enjoying that playthrough, as I do it over the next week or two, please contribute in another way because I am making absolutely nothing on those YouTube videos. Okay? But anyway, tomorrow is my second stream of the game. I would argue that my first stream went really well. I really am enjoying re-experiencing this. The story is quite good in this game, and I can't wait for more tomorrow on the main stream. So, Alan Wake fans, come on back tomorrow for a fun session. Friday night will be my late night throwback stream of Street Fighter that I do once a week. Always a good time. Old school throwdown beatdowns, and I'm looking forward to that. On Saturday, we'll swing back to Far Cry 6, which should be fun, because hopefully it's good today, and we'll continue on with that. And then Saturday night, it's going to be my next stream of Lost Judgment. I don't even know what I'm doing in Lost Judgment at this point because I haven't played the story in, like, no lie, like 6 hours. Because the side content is so crazy robust in this game. I mean it. It's full of flavor and big chunks of tasty tomato. I can't believe how robust the side content is so far in Lost Judgment. So I hope you'll come back Saturday night for a nice chill 2-hour stream. On Sunday, as I've stated, it's up in the air. If the Battlefield beta tonight ends up being intriguing and I want to play more, then I'll play it again as the main stream on Sunday. If not, then we'll just swing right back to Alan Wake. Okay? Sunday night is the conclusion of Hades. And I mean that because guess what? We only need to clear the game one more time. And once I clear it one more time, that's the ending. The credits roll. Now, from what I'm to understand, there's more content. If you keep going in Hades, there's all this post-game, post-story content you can get. So if I do end up doing my 10th clear of Hades and we have extra time, maybe I'll explore some of that content. But for all intents and purposes, Sunday night will be the conclusion of my playthrough of Hades. Over 35 hours of gameplay so far. I'm actually looking forward to this. I really like this game. I'm not kidding you guys. Even though I know this game is a few years old, it is a new release on the Xbox Series X, and I am likely getting this into my Game of the Year awards this year. The game is outstanding. I had so much fun with this game over the summer and now these last couple of weeks of the fall. I cannot wait to see how it ends. So I hope you'll join me on Sunday for that, okay? On Monday, again, it'll either be more Alan Wake or Far Cry 6. If we played Battlefield on Sunday, then it would be Alan Wake. And then Monday night will be my next late night stream of Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania, the game that's absolutely driving me nuts because it's so difficult. But I am looking forward to more. And then Tuesday will be more Far Cry. Excuse me, I lied. Tuesday is another new game premiere, if you can believe it. Back 4 Blood. Back 4 Blood on the Xbox Series X under Game Pass. I'll be checking it out on a full stream. Hopefully this time it works, because you remember when the Back 4 Blood it's a tongue twister. When the Back 4 Blood beta released, it didn't work. Half the servers crashed, and you couldn't play the single player. You could only do, like, the competitive versus mode. So here's hoping that the whole game works at release, so I can actually try both single player and multiplayer on Tuesday. And then Tuesday night will be more Lost Judgment. And that'll be the streaming week. Wednesday is my day off of this coming week. Okay? So, interesting schedule. We've got new releases in Far Cry, as well as Alan Wake, as well as the Battlefield beta. We've got concluding games in Hades. And then we got Back 4 Blood starting up at the very tail end of the week there. So we got a crazy week of new releases. Now, some games that I did not mention that I want to bring up. No, I did not mention the Nickelodeon fighting game. I'm not playing it. Quite frankly, for what I'm seeing on social media, I don't think I missed that much. It seems like the only people who are really into it are hardcore Smash fans. It's not really getting insane mainstream pickup or anything like that. I think people who like Smash but are, sad that Smash is going to end might pick this game up as the new game or something, but I don't really, it's not a big deal, okay? Seems like, I hate to say it, one of those quick appetizer style games, but not necessarily a full-fledged tasty game that it certainly doesn't have a lot of content or anything, okay? And then I'm right now, so you guys know, I'm not playing Metroid Dread. Now, here's the thing. Metroid Dread is getting overwhelmingly positive reviews. All right? People are saying it's a really great return to the roots of the franchise after a very, very long hiatus, because we haven't seen a mainstream Metroid game since Metroid Fusion in the early 2000s on a handheld console. And so people are very excited that Metroid returned to its roots, and they're saying it's very good. However, there's a few factors here. First of all, it's a Metroidvania game. And every single time I've played a Metroidvania game over the years, it doesn't do well on stream. Considering the fact I'm already going to be juggling so many other new releases, I just don't feel like this is the right time to play it. I don't feel like I would have enough time to dedicate to it to really enjoy it. Instead, I'd be pulled between so many games that it would just hinder the playthrough experience. So that's number one. Okay? That's number one. Number two. The other thing is, if you guys didn't know, I don't know if you heard about this, it's pretty short, right? It's actually pretty short. I guess the reports are that it's essentially like 9 hours long, something like that. The main story is 9 hours long. If you go for like a completionist run of it or something like that, then apparently it ends up being longer. What is going on right now? Now, hold on a second, guys. I just saw some people in the chat say the crowns disappeared. No, they didn't, right? You guys are okay, right? You didn't see any issue. I just checked on everything. Everything's fine on my end. Everything's fine. Okay, so you guys got to understand something. When you start saying stuff like that, oh my God, the membership crowns disappeared. You freak me out, all right? You seriously freak me out when you say shit like that. You do. Because you remember what happened on Twitch. So please don't freak me out, okay? I know people are like, we're just messing around. You got to understand, man. You remember what happened earlier this year on Twitch? You can't fuck with me like that. You got to just be relaxed, okay? Okay? Thank you. Please. None of that. Please. Don't get me panicked over nothing. Freak me out if something happened. Okay. Let's get back to what I was talking about. Metroid Dread. Okay? Okay. So, apparently the game's short. It's only 9 hours long if you do the main story. If you actually do, like, completionist looking for everything in the game, it's up to 13 hours long. But here's the thing, guys, and this is what I kind of have to call out. It's apparently $60. Okay? $60 for a game that you're going to beat in 10 hours. Right? I don't know how I feel about that. That doesn't sound very good to me. That sounds to me like a game that they are massively overcharging for. Like, seriously. And here's the thing. If it plays like classic Metroid, great. If the gameplay is good, excellent. Everyone wanted a throwback game. We haven't had it in many years. But why are you charging full price for a game that literally isn't as long as 95% of video games? Right? So, that kind of disappoints me. I'll be honest with you guys, I did not expect that at all. I thought it would be a lengthy game. I thought 20 or more hours. I didn't think you could beat it in 10 hours. I mean, that's kind of lame. Admittedly, you know, now here's the thing. If it's good, then maybe the length doesn't matter. I've told you guys this over the years. The length of a game doesn't necessarily matter as long as the game is quality. But, you know, in 2021, you do have to kind of compare gameplay experiences. You know, okay, it's a first-party Nintendo title. Does that mean they get a pass? The other thing is, keep in mind, it's on the Switch. I'm sorry I have to say that. It's on the Switch. It's not going to be groundbreaking graphics that are going to blow your socks off. It's going to look like a fucking last-gen game, you know? It's a shame, but I just have to call that out because that's just the case. Nintendo's behind everyone as usual. So, anyway, guys, I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see what happens. I want to play the game. I'm not playing it this week. I told you guys what I would consider doing is once the gaming season calms down, okay? Once things the dust starts to settle and everything from the crazy nonstop releases, then I would consider playing Metroid Dread. Whether it be in November or December, whenever that may be, then I would consider it, okay? Of course, some people are like, oh, well, I hope that the price will go down then. Do you really think a Nintendo first-party title's price will go down within 2 months? You're out of your mind. They still sell fucking... for the longest time, they were selling, like, Super Mario Odyssey for, like, $60, and it wasn't until, like, earlier this year that all those games went on sale. So, don't expect the price of this game to drop anytime soon. Okay? Anyway, so I'm not playing it this week, okay? Just throwing that out there, and I know some people will want it, and it is what it is. I can't play every game, all right? I'm doing my best. The one final thing that I want to talk about before we kind of get to game news and everything... man, this gaming season, it certainly seems like I am leaning way more towards the Xbox Series X than the PS5, and I feel like there's multiple reasons for that. First of all, because the Xbox Series X has Game Pass, so I'm just going to get certain games under there, such as Back 4 Blood and Forza Horizon 5 under Game Pass, so that's a no-brainer. That's number one. Number two, because I really like the Xbox Series X controller. I actually feel like the controller is more comfortable in my hand and it's lighter than the PS5 controller. And that's after me using the PS5 controller for almost a year. I really do like the Xbox Series X controller better. Okay? Number three, I get surround sound on my Xbox Series X that I don't get on my PS5. On PS5, I get glorified stereo. On Xbox Series X, I get real surround sound through the headphone jack. Wild. Huh? Wild that's the case, but it's the case. I don't know what Sony was thinking to not have all the same features, but they took out features of their console that Xbox left in. So that's a huge thing for me, okay? And then on top of all of that, okay, quite frankly, All right? There just aren't any good exclusives for PS5. If there were, then likely I'd be playing more games on PS5. But the fact that the games pretty much are performing almost equivalently when they're cross-platform, so it doesn't really matter which of the two consoles you're playing them on because they look the same. The real defining characteristics between is it a console exclusive? And what are the other benefits of playing on one console or the other? Is it free on Game Pass? Is it a game that I would benefit from surround sound? Because the thing is, there are a couple benefits of playing on PS5. They're called haptic feedback and adaptive triggers. And I'll be honest with you, in the whole year that I've had my PS5 now, besides maybe 2 games, I don't think that adaptive triggers and haptic feedback have added anything to my gameplay experience. And that's including games like Ratchet and Clank, where it was a huge thing. It still didn't really change anything. Really, it didn't. It didn't feel to me like it was doing anything different than me just playing on a standard controller. It's a gimmick that wears out within like 20 minutes. And I don't care about it anymore. You know? So, honestly, I hate to say it, but I'm really kind of leaning these days more towards my Xbox Series X, you know? And it's funny because 2 console gens ago, I really liked the Xbox 360. I liked the controller. I liked the features. I liked the ease of use of Xbox Live and everything. And people basically called me an Xbot. They said, you're a huge Xbox fanboy. All you do is play on Xbox. What's your problem, man? Then last gen, when it was Xbox One versus PS4, I was a PS4 guy. I felt the PS4 was the better console. I felt it had the better features. It certainly had the better exclusives. So I was all about my PS4, right? But now this console gen, we're almost a year in. Comparing these games, it's like, man, I think Xbox is good, man. I'm sorry. I just got to be honest. I got to be honest. If you want to call me an Xbot, go ahead, man. But I don't know how you could call me a fanboy when I've just jumped back and forth between the console I felt was better every console gen, right? So for me, I think, you know, moving forward, dependent on hard drive space, and I should actually emphasize that, because as I'm going to show you guys right here, hold on a second. Where the hell is it? My games and apps, okay? So I'm going to show you guys something. Hold on. So here I am. Here is my games and apps page on my Xbox Series X. As you can see, the games I have installed currently, I have Alan Wake Remastered, Back 4 Blood actually already pre-installed, so it's on here right now. The Battlefield demo, Far Cry 6, Hades, Lost Judgment, Microsoft Flight Sim, which probably I'm going to remove soon to make extra space, and Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania. Between all those games, Forza Horizon's not installed yet. It's not out yet. Between all these games, 50% of my hard drive is roughly taken up. It says I still have about 430 gigs left on the hard drive. So arguably, if you think about the other games that are coming out soon, I don't think the Dark Pictures Anthology is on Xbox. I think it's PS only, so that wouldn't be a factor. But if you think about games like Guardians of the Galaxy, if I end up getting either full Battlefield or full Call of Duty, right? And what other games are coming out? Let me see here. We've got, of course, Forza Horizon. That's a given for early November. I may be playing Shin Megami Tensei 5. I don't know what consoles that's on. But outside of that, really, Halo in December, I might realistically, I might actually be able to fit like all of those big games on this at once. It seems to me like hard drive space, you know, it's enough that if I wanted to play all the major games coming up on Xbox Series X, I might be able to pull it off. Because I think Flight Sim is quite large. So if I were to move this, it's probably going to give me a lot of extra space. And outside of that, I think I could fit a ton, maybe like 5-6 more on here, right? I mean, there's a couple other games too, but I think they're Nintendo games for the Switch, so that obviously would not affect me at all. But that's interesting that it looks like I may be able to fit all the major games of the season on my Xbox. So it wouldn't be an issue. At first, I was thinking about this, and I was like, it may be an issue because if I can't fit all the games on one or the other, I'll have to purposely split the games between the two consoles to avoid having one hard drive full. You see? But maybe not. The thing is, there's no way I can delete Lost Judgment. It's going to be a super long playthrough. There's no way I can delete Banana Mania until I beat it, and that could be a while. I don't know how long it's going to take me to beat it, you know? So I'm looking at all of this, and, oh, make sure that I have the Series X version for Battlefield. How the fuck do you do that? Go to official club? How do you do this? Manage game and add-ons? see in the Microsoft store? No, it says it is. Look. Yeah, it is. It says right there, X and S. It's weird. It doesn't say that on the thumbnail, huh? But when you click on it... Oh, shit. I don't want to play that now. When you click on it, it shows X and S. There you go. It says right on it. Xbox Series X and S. Good looking, though, to make sure that I had the right one. Yeah. So, anyway. We may be going full on Xbox Series X for the season. And I'm okay with that. I seriously love this controller. It feels so comfy in my hands. It's light. It fits the form factor of my hand perfectly. It has a nice texture on the back that actually is a better textured grip than the one that was on the PS5 controller. It's not as chunky as the PS5 controller. You know, like, I like it. I'm sorry. I'm being honest. And by the way, you know, people would say, oh, well, this one you need batteries. Well, I bought rechargeable battery packs for it. So I don't need batteries for it either. You know, I really have, like, no complaints about it. So I'm having a great time on the Xbox Series X, and I just want to keep that going. I don't see a reason to switch to PS5 anytime soon if I'm having fun on Xbox. Plus, surround sound, right? So, I'm just saying, guys. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's do the quick plug segment. And then I got some gaming news to talk about today. Holy shit, do we have gaming news to talk about today. Alright, so ladies and gents. I'm an independent content creator. I am someone who does not have any partnerships or any sponsorships or anything like that. I am someone who shares honest gameplay experiences with you guys every day on stream, and I have fun social interactions with you because that's what I'm all about. I'm an honest dude. I'm sharing my honest opinions on games. That's who I've been for the 13 plus years that I've been a content creator, and that's who I want to remain. Okay? That being said, because I don't have sponsorships, partnerships, I don't kiss butt, I don't have to watch what I say and do on my streams. It's great. But at the same time, I don't get any extra assistance from anybody, right? I don't have companies backing me, giving me free copies of games. I don't get big sponsorship deals and payments behind the scenes like all these fucking shills. Just being honest, I don't get any of that shit, okay? So, if you like the content, please support it. I'm a crowd-funded individual. That means that the majority of my income is coming from you guys directly on the streams. I do get a little bit of ad revenue on the side from ads that I run here on YouTube, but for the most part, it is mostly you guys supporting the streams. So, how can you support the streams if you like the content? You can become a channel member. If you do so, and you join the channel, you get many benefits, including a highlighted name in stream chat, getting access to all of my channel emotes, getting a cool chat crown badge to show how long you've supported this channel. And in addition to all of that, you don't have to abide by the slow mode rules of the chat. You can talk as much as you want, and you get many priority benefits when it comes to events. Currently, members are nominating games for the Halloween event, and they get priority access to that. They actually got priority access to having their questions answered on my Q&A show, Ask the King, last week. That was nice. You know what I mean? These members get lots of priority benefits. So please consider becoming a member if you're not, and thank you to those who have. I used to have 900 subs on Twitch. I now have 270-some members on YouTube. It would be great if we could get back up to numbers like we used to, but I believe it will be a slow build, okay? You can also do a super chat or a super sticker. These are ways that you can contribute through YouTube itself. If you contribute via these methods, you'll get a highlighted message in the stream chat, okay? It's a way to say thanks because it gets you a little bit of extra attention on the stream. What I will do is give you a shout out if you become a channel member or you do a super chat or a super sticker, as long as you are in line with the rules of the stream, meaning no derailing, no insults, etc., etc. People get the gist. It's pretty much common sense, all right? So I'm appreciative of that, but memberships and super chats and super stickers all help me in the long term. And what I mean by that is I will get benefit from that next month, possibly, you know, late next month, all right? But if you want to help me the most, if you want to go out of your way and say, man, how do I help Phil the most today? Tip me. Tipping is the best way to support the streams, and here's why. First of all, tips I get immediately. So that means when you tip me, I could put that immediately towards the cost of a new game coming up. I could put it towards a bill. I could put it towards taxes. I could go buy my family some food. I could do all kinds of stuff with that money. That's very important, and it is basically one of the ways that I fund most of the stuff of my business is tips. So please, number one, if you want to help me out and have funds I can actually use today, please tip me. But the other thing is, when you tip me, I get more of a tip than I get of other contributions. Because every single contribution, there's a cut. There's always a middleman who takes a cut of any kind of a contribution that you give a streamer. If you tip me, less of a cut gets taken by PayPal than the other methods. So, please consider contributing if you can. Alright? Thank you in advance to anyone who does. And if you want to help me the most, please tip me. Okay? Now, because tips are so important, we have reward goals in effect. If we raise $50 in tips on today's stream, I'll put on my pair of Gunner glasses. If we raise $100 in tips, I'll put on a hat of your choice. Now, I am playing new releases today. That means I'll be wearing my headphones. That means the choices will be a little limited. It'll either be the camo hat, the digital hat, or the fake hair hat, okay? Cool. If we raise the full tips goal of $150, then I'll put on a vest of your choice. And I will make all of the vests that you guys like eligible today, including the red, the platinum, the denim, and the gold. Those are the 4 top-rated vests. I will make all of those available to you guys today since it is a brand new release. Okay? So please consider contributing via tipping if you can. I consider anyone who contributes to my stream going above and beyond being a standard stream viewer, and I really, really appreciate that. You guys keep me going. It is really, that's my lifeblood, is the crowdfunding, so thank you guys in advance for anything. That is correct. I am going to get new headphones this month. Not yet. Apparently, I think they released like the 15th or 16th, and then, of course, they're going to have to ship them to me. So, at some point during this month, I'm supposed to be getting a new pair of headphones you wear around your neck, and they're wireless, and basically, they should be interesting to see how they work, and if they do, then I can wear any hat I want, okay? Oh, boy. Okay. Real quick. Yeah, right. Let's talk about game news. Let's get the quick one out of the way. This morning, the trailer for Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City, the movie, released. This is the new live-action Resident Evil movie coming out in November. This game, unlike the last franchise of Resident Evil movies that spanned like 20 fucking years, this movie actually follows the games. Actually follows the games. If you can believe it. Like, not even, like, so crazy follows the games that it has scenes recreated, like, cut for cut. Like, it has the original zombie from the original Resident Evil that's on the ground of the mansion eating a body, and it turns to you slowly. It's the first view of a bloodthirsty zombie that you ever see in the Resident Evil franchise. They recreated this shot for shot. And then they show them walking into the Spencer mansion, and it looks exactly like the Spencer mansion from Resident Evil 1. Like, they recreated the mansion perfectly. Okay? So if you're a fan of the old school Resident Evil games, you may love this movie, okay? But at the very same time, there's a lot of questions that remain unanswered. For example, apparently this movie crams the plots of 2, if not 3 of the games into one movie. So how are you going to fit the plot of Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 into one movie? I don't even know if you can, okay? But apparently they're going for it, all right? In addition, some of the casting is a little questionable. I would argue, yeah, Leon doesn't look like Leon, Jill doesn't look like Jill. But if this is a reimagining of Resident Evil as a realistic movie franchise, then I don't think it really matters that they look like the characters from the games as long as they act like the characters from the games, right? Who cares what they look like? I don't really care about that. But what I do care about is if the movie ends up being good, and from what a lot of people are saying is the CGI looks like a joke. Like, people are looking at this and like, man, the CGI monsters, for example, the Lickers. I guess there's a giant mutation that may supposed to be William Birkin. It's not clear, I guess, but it could be. And it just looks like shit. So it's kind of like, it looks to me like anything they did practical, right? The actual filming of the shots, the recreation of the sets and the scenes looks good. But then whenever they tried to recreate the game monsters, maybe they didn't do a good job, okay? I don't know. I guess we're going to see. But to me, it certainly looks way better than any of the last fucking franchise. The last franchise had nothing to do with Resident Evil besides having the creatures in it, remember? The first movie acted like it was going to be the Resident Evil movie. It wasn't. It wasn't. They changed it. By the way, my one major complaint about this new movie, Welcome to Raccoon City, where's Alice? How could these filmmakers completely ignore the source material so strongly and leave out the protagonist of the Resident Evil franchise, right? I mean, I can't believe Alice has been left out. So, I guess we'll see what happens. I'm feeling more positive about it than I am about the previous franchise, that's for sure. The way I see it is this. If it's campy, it could be good. Did you guys ever actually play the original Resident Evil games? I'm not talking about the remakes. I'm talking about the originals. The original games were campy as fuck. Like, they were literally meant to feel like silly B-movie horror-themed games, you know? And I liked that about them. Fuck, I hope there's a guy, I hope Barry Burton is in the mansion, and he goes, I hope this is not Chris's blood, but then someone eats him immediately. Like, I would laugh my ass off. Right? So, I don't know. I guess we'll see how it turns out. Okay. Now let's talk about the other small news story today. Very small news story. Not really very interesting. A lot of people skipped over this and haven't really weighed in or talked about it in the last 24 hours. So, but I'm one of the few people who's going to talk about this. Ladies and gentlemen, Twitch. Have you ever heard of this place? I don't know. Maybe just in one of your casual glancings about the internet. You know, every once in a while you'll turn on like a computer. I know most people don't use them, you know, but you finally say, man, what is this contraption? You press the power button, you turn it on, you dial up onto America Online, and you might have heard of this thing called Twitch, okay? So what it is, this company. And what happens is these jackasses, they turn on a camera and they start broadcasting themselves to the world. Like, anyone would care about that. Who cares about some idiot showing their face all over the internet, right? Fuck these losers. But they do this on a daily basis. And people apparently tune in and watch. I can't imagine why. And apparently people toss them money for being stupid on the internet. I can't imagine why anyone would do that. I mean, what a stupid thing, right? But basically, Twitch has been victim to the largest hacking dump in history. In history. In history. I gotta repeat myself. The largest hacking dump ever in human history. So what was dumped? What was hacked and dumped? Well, let's see. The source code of the site. Yeah, you know, the code that where you can actually, if you wanted to, you could recreate your own Twitch because you actually have the entire code to the site. Yeah, that got leaked. What else got leaked? Financial records of everyone who's made money on Twitch in the last 2 years. Yeah, this is some minor stuff. Little minor stuff, right? Now, the funny part about all this happening is that Twitch really has not reacted in any rational way. Like, first of all, the rumor is this happened over the weekend. And Twitch knew about it Monday morning and literally didn't say a word about it until the person who hacked Twitch dumped all that data on Reddit. Right? Is it a Reddit thread? It was some kind of a dump somewhere. And it's funny that Twitch didn't mention it, because you would think Twitch, if they really were subject to the biggest hacking dump in history, someone hacked them, took all their shit, and dumped it all over the internet, right? You would think, oh, it was a 4chan? I don't know why I said Reddit. It was 4chan. It was a 4chan dump. There you go, guys. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying. I don't use any of these fucking services, so I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But anyway, the crazy thing about this is that they didn't mention it at all. It's like they were going to act like it didn't happen unless someone actually put the information on the internet, which of course they then did. Now, why did this happen? The person who dumped the data essentially said in a nutshell, Twitch has become a toxic cesspool and I don't like it anymore, so fuck them. Here, take all their shit. Now, this year, Twitch has been in a lot of hot water. First of all, with the over-sexualized content that they are allowing on their site to make money, women doing all kinds of crude sexual acts and disgusting things, being half naked, licking virtual ears. I mean, it's fucking nasty. It's essentially porn. And they're actually making bank on this and not banning it from the site. So a lot of people already have had tons of issues with Twitch this year. Then in addition to that, this year, I guess, was the Great Purge, where they went through and were basically kicking people out of partner programs, banning people from the site, punishing people for things they didn't do. Like, there's people who would be sitting there streaming, and a hate raid comes in of like 20, 30 bots all saying Nazi stuff. They do their best to clean up the chat. Then they get banned because they said you had Nazi content on your stream. What? So basically this year has been pretty fucking bad for Twitch. Just in general, it's been a fucking shithole, cesspool of garbage. And a lot of people have had issue with Twitch and are saying, man, they want to get out of there. They've really had enough of this crap. Why would you want to stream on a site like this? So this is just like, and the way I see it is thus. This is illegal. What happened is 100% illegal, okay? No one should hack anyone. No one should have their personal data, the source code of a site. None of that should ever be stolen and dumped anywhere. I am staunchly against crimes and malicious actions like this. But, and I have to preface this with a large but, okay? When you have an entire year where everyone is telling your business is bad, it sucks, you've gone the wrong way, you are toxic, your website is full of fucked up stuff, and you're doing nothing about it to fix it, and Twitch just came, oh well, maybe we'll do something, maybe we won't, oh well, and you ignore the problems, okay? And then you treat people badly. You decide you're going to mass ban people, you're going to fucking unfairly treat people, and, you know, just completely unfairly, all right? When you are shitty to people, people tend to be shitty back to you, right? I mean, they say it, what comes around goes around, you know? And so, what did you think would happen when you did this kind of stuff with your business? Did you think people would be happy? Did you think that everyone would be all rainbows and unicorns and four-leaf clovers and fucking leprechauns dancing around in their pot of gold? People don't like you, Twitch. People hate you. They think you're scum. They think you fucked up everything on the site that people love. People were on your site for years building communities up, and now they don't even want to turn on their fucking streams on your business anymore because they're disgusted on a daily basis of the shit that goes down over there. You know what I'm saying? So what did you think would happen? People would like you? I mean, holy fuck. And the fact that there's been so many issues this year, okay, with Twitch, and Twitch has literally ignored them. They claim they're going to do something, they never do. They, we care about our community's concerns. And they have made zero, absolutely no active improvements to improve a fucking thing for anyone. All they did is count their fucking money. That's it. That's all they did. They sat there and they counted their piles of fucking money. So, again, what comes around goes around, man. So what did you think would happen? People would like you and defend you? No. People are starting to see the truth about Twitch and want to get the fuck out of there. Some people can't. Some people built their communities up on Twitch, right? And they're basically like, man, not much we could do. I don't want to leave. I don't want to lift my entire, group of people who I built up for 4 or 5 years and bring them to another site. I'm going to lose a lot of those people who I got along the way. I don't want to do that, right? But some people are just deciding to do so. We got big streamers who are leaving Twitch and going to other companies like YouTube, and it is what it is. So this is, first of all, I just want to say this up front. It's horrible. It's horrible that it happened. I've been through this recently, right? Having my personal data stolen. I was a victim of identity theft. I had crazy shit happening in my name that I did not authorize, that I had to basically get all kinds of authorities involved, freeze all my accounts, fucking put warnings on all my credit reports, all kinds of crazy shit, because people got access to my personal data, right? It's messed up. You don't want that to happen. So right now, essentially, Twitch is going through what I just went through in the last month. It's terrible. It's a shitty situation, all right? It's not good at all in any way, shape, or form. But, man, is it news, because it's the biggest data dump that has ever happened. So we're talking not only the source code of the site, but stuff that was going on with Twitch that they were planning on doing with Amazon that never even happened. For example, apparently Twitch was planning to be a competitor to Steam and Epic Games Store. What they were going to do is try to launch their own game distribution service where they were going to try to directly compete with Steam. And they had all these assets and stuff that were stored up about it. It never launched, so apparently it failed, or they decided against it eventually. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, pretty crazy. The amount of stuff that's been stolen. Now, here is the thing. A lot of people are crazy paranoid on the internet. And the good news is, so far at least, of the data that's been dumped, apparently nothing really personal about streamers has been leaked besides income data. So right now, basically there's income data on the internet. Of course, Twitch hasn't confirmed or denied if it's accurate or not. Basically stating what people made on Twitch between like mid-2019 until when this data dump happened the other day. So, yeah. Do you think people like getting their spot blown up on how much money they made on Twitch? Probably not. At the very same time, a lot of streamers are very transparent. For example, like me, I always have the number of members or subs or whatever on my screen. You guys see when people cheered on Twitch because there was always a pop-up. So all my income was always transparent. There shouldn't be any shock to anyone to look at numbers of income that I made and say, oh, I didn't know that Phil made that much. Well, guess what? It was all public. And by the way, that's also pre-tax info. In the United States, essentially, you got to pay a third of everything you make to the government for the IRS, Internal Revenue Service, our federal taxes. So what you see is not what people made. It's what they earned gross, and they have to pay a chunk of that to the government. But still, I guess some people were shocked to see what people made. They were looking at some of the top streamers who were literally making like $6 to $10 million in a year, and they were like, wow. To me, it's kind of like, this is what I tell you guys all the time. Okay? Okay? So, what I'm seeing is people shocked at the amount of money that people make and stuff like that. Okay? And for me, it's kind of like, why are you shocked? What did you think was really going on with these people? Every day, these people turn on their fucking streams, and people just throw the money. Like, ridiculous amounts of money. Right? I mean, we were talking about this a couple years ago. Dr. Disrespect. Now, I don't know anything personally about the guy's content. What we know is what we hear about his character. This guy apparently publicly cheated on his wife. He admitted it on his streams, that he was a bad person, all this. And people throw the guy hundreds of thousands of dollars. So, do you think these people are poor when you do this stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking about? Of course these people are fucking filthy rich with the amount of money people are throwing at them, for dressing up like a cartoon character on their fucking stream. But the thing that really gets me, okay? The thing that really gets me about all of this is all the time when it comes down to me and my content, people draw parallels. Oh, Phil, well, why you don't do this thing that Dr. Disrespect does, or man, why don't you do this cool thing that Maximilian dude does? Why don't you have the production quality of this other content creator? Right? Well, here, I'll tell you why. You ready? You want to know why? Because they make 50 times more fucking money than I do. That's why. They're literally making millions and millions of dollars a year. They're bringing in tens of thousands of dollars a month. They can afford it. They don't even do their own shit. Do you think they set up their own stuff? Really? They have teams of people fucking doing this for them. They have professional studio quality shit because they can afford it. Like, what do you think, man? That's why they're better. Why would you compare me? I'm a little rinky-dink dude. I've always been self-produced. I've always been a one-man show. I don't have anyone here doing anything for me. It's all me. Everything you see on my streams is 100% Phil, right? So why are you going to compare me to people who make 20, 30, 40 times more money than I do, who hire professionals to do the work for them? Okay? Seriously. I mean it. Now, and by the way, there's another thing that you guys got to understand. Okay? There's another thing you got to understand on top of all of that. These guys, what you're seeing in these number drops is only what they made on Twitch. You guys realize these people have archives on YouTube that make big money. You guys realize that all of these big streamers have sponsorship deals and behind the scenes agreements where they make tons of money too. You're literally seeing like maybe half of their income when you look at those numbers. Maybe half. Okay? Think about that. But let's go ahead and let's say that Phil is, oh my God, Phil, why can't you do what this top guy does? Because I'm small potatoes. I always have been. And I always will be. Okay? Alright? So, it's very silly. It's very stupid. And it's hilarious to me that I laugh at this. And I say, to me, this is nothing. You guys have all always known what I made on Twitch when I used to stream there. Because my subs were always public. The cheers were always public. Everything was always public. Right? Everyone knew that. You always knew what was happening with me. And you knew I wasn't filthy rich. I'm not. The numbers, if the numbers are accurate, which I can't even, here's the other thing too. I can't even tell you if the number's accurate because I actually did want to find out if the numbers were accurate. I couldn't even find out because guess what? When you get kicked out of the Twitch partner program, they block you from seeing your revenue. So I can't even look back at how much money I made during that time period that the leak is supposed to be to confirm or deny if it's accurate. I can't. It's pretty fucking stupid, isn't it? So I can't even say, I would love to tell you, yeah, it's completely accurate. It's true dumb. I can't even tell you that, okay? But, you know, you guys always knew what I was making because it was always on the streams. The fact that anyone would be shocked, you're just an idiot. I mean, seriously, you have to be dumb. Seriously, you have to be a moron. But it is what it is. Some people are just stupid. I don't know what else to say. But it is what it is, you know. For me, it's not a big deal at all. I'm not even there anymore. I don't care about them anymore. I'm not going to be there anymore. I'm not going to stream on Twitch ever again. I'm done with their shit. You know, I've had enough of their toxic company. So, they're just running themselves into the ground. And let me put it this way. First of all, they're incredibly lucky. All right? Incredibly fucking lucky that so far in these leaks, there has not been any info that could be directly hurtful to the people who use their site. Because legally, Twitch is required to protect personal info that is shared with them like that. So I'll give you a perfect example. Everyone who streams on Twitch and takes any kind of payment from them has given Twitch their tax ID information. This would include their mailing address, their probably a phone number, and likely their social security number. Okay? So, if that information leaked, can you imagine if the identity of like a top Twitch streamer who makes millions upon millions of dollars was stolen and someone went out there and opened 1 million accounts in their name on their credit? You know? It's pretty insane. That would be like, say goodbye, Twitch. You are going to be sued into fucking oblivion. All right? So far, that hasn't happened. So far, the major info leaked is this income data and the source code of the site and stuff like that. Supposedly, no real personal info has leaked yet. Which I would argue is a very good thing for Twitch. And obviously a very good thing for content creators, right? But, you know, the other thing is you would hope that any data that Twitch stores is encrypted anyway. You know? And not to say that encryption is foolproof. I don't think there's a such thing as foolproof encryption. But, yeah, you know, having people bash their heads against the wall trying to bust, you know, the freaking social security number of, I don't know, Co-Carnage or whatever. Pretty crazy to think, right? Man, if I get it, then I can open a bunch of credit cards in his name and shit. Like, Jesus, that's fucked up, right? So let's hope, right? Let's hope that no real personal information leaks that can be harmful to anyone. Because number one, trust me, all right? Trust me. Absolutely no one wants to be involved. No one wants to be involved at all in this. I don't want to be involved in it. I've already just went through identity theft. I don't need to go through another round of it because they gave out fucking personal information. Okay, that's number one. But in addition to that, this could be the end of Twitch if that were the case. I could see them like literally being sued into oblivion for leaking personal info for not having proper security in place. Trust me, if these people are making these many millions of dollars a year, they got enough money to hire the lawyers to sue Twitch into oblivion for it. Okay? But like I said, so far, none of that's happened. No passwords have leaked. No private data like taxpayer ID information has leaked. That's good. Let's hope it stays like that. That would be shocking and horrible if that actually happened. For everyone involved. For anyone who's ever streamed on Twitch and made $1 would be affected. And Twitch itself would probably be destroyed. Okay? So anyway, this will obviously be an ongoing story. To me, the most shocking part about the whole story is that Twitch isn't talking about it. They literally didn't even mention it until yesterday when it became mainstream news worldwide. Like every major news outlet was talking about it. And Twitch made a single tweet. Yes, we can confirm there were some leaks. We'll get back to you when we know the extent of them. That's it. They haven't told anyone anything about anything. Like how to protect yourself. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. They've taken zero action. So it sounds to me like maybe they're fucked. You know? Maybe they really are fucked. You know? I don't know. So, whew. I guess we're going to find out. All right? I guess we'll see. It's, you know, but here's the other thing. I'm just going to say this. Morons on the internet who think that this is, like, important, it affects me at all. It has zero effect on me. Everyone knew what I was making on Twitch. Everyone knows that what the data is. The data is representative of 2 years of income on Twitch, by the way, not 1. It's pre-tax data. It's not shocking data at all. All right? I've already told you guys that the majority of my income came from Twitch. I told you guys that. I said the majority of income is my streaming income. That the YouTube stuff is very supplementary, very little. That Twitch was my primary source of income when I was streaming on there. So, to any idiot, right? Any fucking moron who thinks that anything has anything to do with anything, it's so dumb. You're like, what are you talking about? How does this affect me? It doesn't affect me at all. This is public knowledge. People already should have known this. I don't feel like throwing these numbers around is any big deal. Anyone. I mean, maybe, oh my god, I didn't know that this particular streamer made that much. Did you go to their streams? Did you see how much money people throw at these fucking people daily? It's insane. It's like a river of money. A river of fucking money on these streams. You know? Insanity. But then, oh man, let me throw my hard-earned money towards this millionaire. Oh yeah, you're a genius. Don't support the content creators who need it, man. Support those billionaires, right? All right, there's no billionaire streamer, but still, you get my point. These idiots will jump on any hype bandwagon. It's kind of like I said back in the day on YouTube. It didn't seem to me like the people who were popular because of what they put out. They were popular because they were popular. Like, people wanted to feel like they were a part of something that was popular. So they would attend the stream or go to the video that was already popular and just toss more attention its way rather than realizing, you know what I'm saying? That you're not necessarily contributing to something good. You're just piling on something that's popular for popularity's sake, right? That's just crazy to me. Crazy to me that people would do that. But that's, I mean, again, neither here nor there. You guys do whatever y'all want with your time and your money, right? But there's people who actively need help. There are content creators who are genuinely out there. They're like, listen, I'm doing this for fun. It would be great if you could support me. Now I'm going to go to fucking this guy who makes $1 million, toss him $20. Like, okay. Whatever you say. Anyway, so that's the story. There'll obviously be more developments. Right now, it's not as bad as it could be. It's still the worst leak ever. The source code of the fucking site, stuff behind the scenes no one knew about, like them trying to compete with Steam, and stuff like that. Currently, nothing too bad, like no passwords yet, no actual like tax ID information and shit like that yet. Nothing concrete like that yet. But who knows how complete it is? You would, like I said, you would hope a business like Twitch would be smart enough to encrypt all their shit. So even if someone got that data and they try to dump it, no one can get it. It's all jumbled, right? But who knows? At this point, this is maybe just the tip of the iceberg, right? I guess we'll find out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for shout-outs. Let's get the shout-outs for the stream before we take our quick break here. Okay. Okay, let's refresh here. We start off today with Chicken Man, who did a super chat and says, make sure you have the SX version. Oh, he was trying to tell me about the Battlefield beta. Thank you for that. And yes, it is definitely the Series S and X version that I'll be playing later tonight. The Dirty Troll did a super chat says, are you betraying the PlayStation Nation? Yes. Block Comments did a super chat says, bathtub streamers and pickup artists on Twitch. Okay. And then he did a super chat. He says, Magic the Gathering players' salaries were posted all over Reddit. Were they? What does that even mean, though? Magic the Gathering players' salaries? Huh? You mean people who make a professional living just playing Magic the Gathering? People actually do that? I mean, that's a whole world I'm no part of. I wouldn't even know if there's a huge community for that shit or not still. I don't know. But okay. Anyway. So let's get this out of here. All right, so that's the super chats. Now we switch over to tips. I will say this. Thank you to someone who behind the scenes tipped me yesterday when I was off. I wasn't even here, and they sent me a tip. Here's the message they sent me. Phil, I'm a longtime viewer, and I appreciate that you have sacrificed ad revenue to maintain the integrity of your Alan Wake playthrough. Best to you and your fan. Yes, as I said earlier on this very stream, I knew that if I was going to do a second playthrough of Alan Wake 11 years later, I wanted to be good, and I wanted to be true to the original game. I didn't want to ruin the experience because today's streaming and content creation climate is different than 11 years ago. 11 years ago, you could do whatever you wanted, toss it out, and it's fine. Now you do it like content ID claim here, video muted there, and you can't really do anything about it. That's just the way it is. But I didn't want to ruin the playthrough. I said I want to keep, true to what this game is. I know for a fact that the music of this game is a humongous part of the game. I know that. It's part, some of the music actually is the plot. Like the lyrics of the songs have to do with the plot. So I said I would leave it in. I have. Again, thank you to this person who sent me a tip during my day off to support the Alan Wake playthrough. And again, if you're enjoying Alan Wake Remastered, please support the playthrough in a way other than counting on ad revenue. I'm making no ad revenue on that playthrough. Okay? All right. So now we start off today with Jose Tanks, who tipped $2, said, when can we get a black cowboy hat back? It's nominated after $50. Can't wear the cowboy hat when I have headphones on, dude. That's the problem. And I'm playing new releases. Sorry, I want to wear headphones when I'm playing a new game. I want to be able to hear the fucking audio of the game I paid for. So, the hats only go so far. That'll change, hopefully, when I get these new headphones if they work well. Okay? So there you go. All right. Randy Savage, to me, $1.50, says, are you going to check out Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1? The Sherlock games are very fun. Someone had mentioned this recently. They said that there was actually going to be a Sherlock Holmes game coming out. I'm not aware of it or what it is. Right now, I'm so busy with new releases as it is. There's no way I could play it. Maybe in the long term, I'd be able to jump in and try it. But now, I'm already juggling so many games, I cannot check out a Sherlock Holmes game right now. Chicken Man to the $1.50 said, why are you giving limelight to the dude that hacked Twitch? Because it's fucking it's worldwide news. It's literally worldwide news. It's front page news everywhere. It's the biggest hack in history. I'm not going to ignore it like a doofus. That's why, Chicken Man. Thanks for the $1 tip. Oh, let's see here. Izzy Axel 1991 did a super chat and said, keep up the hard work. YouTube is better than Twitch. Any favorite AEW wrestler right now? I've literally never seen a match of AEW, so I can't comment. But I appreciate the super chat. Stiffmeister, the super chat says, Ko told his fans to stop donating and subbing. Did he? Is that what he actually did in reaction to this? If that is really the case, give him credit. If he says, listen, my income has leaked, not that it was something that wasn't public, but if you feel that I make too much money, stop donating and subbing, good on him. That's exactly what he should have done. That's exactly the correct response to this situation, I feel. If you have an issue with what these guys are making, these millionaires, then don't give them more money. They don't need it anyway. They have millions, so they probably don't care if you continue to give them money or not, right? So there you go. Blog comments to the super chat and said some Magic the Gathering streamers have made $250,000 or $125,000 a year. It's pretty good. That's pretty fucking good. Obviously you don't know what their expenses are. You don't know what their take-home pay is after tax, but that's not bad at all, man. I can tell you this. Even at the height of my popularity on YouTube, the days when I was rolling in ad revenue, I never, ever cleared. I'm trying to think what the most I ever made was. I never even made $200,000. Never. Not even close, actually. Now I'm thinking about it. I'm trying to think. I definitely one year, like over 10 years ago, I cleared like over 100. But I never cleared over 200. Never. No way. Absolutely not. And that was at the height of my popularity. So you guys see the difference between now and then? See, back then it wasn't about live streaming. It was just about on-demand videos. So you put out a bunch of videos, you have fun, you make the money, whatever. Today it's like, now it's so different. Because now it's not only is it about the videos, it's about the streams, the interaction on the streams, and the income you make on the streams. But then all these people All of these people, all right, then get sponsorships. They then get exclusive partnerships with these companies to promote their game. They're making bank on top of the bank. You see? It wasn't like that back in the day. 10 years ago, it was, all right, you made some ad revenue on YouTube. That was it. That was your living. It's very different today. These guys are just fucking filthy rich at this point. Chicken Man did a super chat. You're saying this leak is bigger than the Equifax hack. Yes, because when Equifax was hacked, it didn't leak their source code. That's why. Nate the Great has done a super chat. What's going on, Nate? It's good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the super chat. Nate the Great 498, right? Yes. They're all rhymes. Nate the Great 498. Helps me to remember how to spell his name. Okay. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the pre-stream. I think it is time to take a break, right? Let us take a break. Oh, is that true? See, I don't even know. Gadaro says in these leaks, the income that was listed for me barely breaks 100,000. Your spot was at number 3,000. And that was, like I said, that was supposed to be from mid-2019 to now. Keep in mind that I haven't made any money on Twitch since, like, May. It would have been, actually, it would have been June because I stopped. No. It would have been, they kicked me out of the partner program in late April, but my final payment that I got from them was in May. So it was about 2 years, roughly 2 years of income, right? Yeah, that makes sense. That would make sense. If you divide by 2, you figure that's what I made on Twitch, and of course it's taxes and everything, that makes absolute sense. 100% yes, that makes sense. I would argue it's probably accurate. Yeah. Blog comments to the super chats. Magic the Gathering people who made $125,000 talked about it because of the leaks. Huh? I don't know what you're getting at there, blah. 672 is to me $6.72. He says, I remember the PSN hack back in 2011. It was down for almost a month. Time flies. I think I remember that too, but back then, if you remember, I was primarily an Xbox gamer, so I didn't care. Like, I wasn't playing games on multiplayer on PS3, so for me, I was like, I don't give a shit. It didn't affect me. But a lot of people were like, are you kidding me? You know, this is a service that we rely on. It was down. That was before you paid, remember? That was when it was free. And that's why people were like, oh, you don't have grounds to complain because it's a free service. Then later on, they started charging like everybody else, right? Chicken Man, to me, $1.50 says, Amazon was selling source codes for their websites to help people build similar sites. Look it up. People could pay for that source code in the past. What are you talking, Chicken Man? Nothing you're saying makes any sense at this point. I don't even know what are you talking about? The fuck does that have to do with anything we're talking about? What on earth are you doing? I think you should just stop now. All right? No one. What on earth are you saying? Amazon sold their source code, he says. Oh, okay. Anyway. Anyway. Jesus Christ. Let's take a break, everyone. All right? Let's take a break. I'm going to use the restroom or whatever. And when we come back, it's the premiere of Far Cry 6. Will the game be good? Or will it be exactly the same as the last Far Cry games? I guess we're going to find out. We're going to find out together. I hope it's good. Obviously, I want it to be good. I want it to be interesting so that it hooks all of us or whatever. So, all right. Let's take a break. I'll see you all in a few minutes. Thanks. All right, let's do this. All right, I'll be right back.